You're here because you want to start a podcast, right? Whether you're a blogger, a YouTuber, an online teacher, someone with a business, or someone who's just passionate about a topic who wants to share their knowledge with the world, this is the perfect course for you to learn the entire process. Podcasting can be a great full-time business, or it could be a great thing on the side that you use to grow your business or just as a hobby. Both Rob and I use our podcast to expand our brand and to reach people around the world. It doesn't matter what your budget is, what your podcast is about, or if you have an audience already. By the end of this course, you should have a podcast launched and poised for success. We start with why podcasts are awesome, the equipment we recommend and how to set up that equipment, how to record to your computer, how to record interviews over Skype, how to edit your podcast and export it so that it's ready to upload, how to add ID3 tags and host your files online, how to submit your podcast to the most popular podcast directories like iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. But we don't just stop there. We show you exactly how you should launch your podcast, whether you have an audience or not, and lastly, how to monetize your podcast. So enroll now and join the hundreds of thousands of other students in our courses and start podcasting today. You did it! You enrolled in this podcasting masterclass. Rob and I are so excited to have you and walk you through the entire process. In this video, we just want to cover some of the basics that you're ready to dive right in. You're here because you want to start a podcast, right? Maybe you've tried to start one in the past. Maybe you already started one, but you want to help grow it even faster. Or maybe you're completely new. You don't know what microphone to use. You don't know how to host it. You don't know what ID3 tags are. Wherever you are in the process, we're here to help. We've designed this course to take you through the entire process, and you can see that in the course curriculum. We start with why podcasts are awesome and why you should have one for your business or for your own passion. We talk about the equipment we recommend and how to set up that equipment, how to record to your computer, how to record interviews over Skype, how to edit your podcast and export it so that it's ready to upload, how to add ID3 tags and host your files online, and of course, how to submit your podcast to the most popular podcast directories like iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. But we don't just stop there. We show you exactly how you should launch your podcast, whether you have an audience or not, so that you can rank well in those podcast directories like iTunes. We give you our exact strategies for growing your podcast audience, and lastly, how to monetize your podcast. Along the way, we're always here to help. So if you have any questions, just let us know and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And one of the ways we want to help you out is by creating our very own podcast directory. In this first section of the course, we've included a document where we will add the podcast for every student that completes this course and launches their own podcast. To have the most success in this course, watch through all the lessons, ask questions when you need to, and if there's anything we missed or anything that's too confusing or we covered too quickly, just let us know. We need students like you to let us know how can we make it even better. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much for enrolling in this class, and we'll see you in the next lessons.
Welcome to this lecture in the course, where I really want to kick off with why you should start a podcast. It may not be the first port of call when considering promoting your business, brand, or project. You're probably inundated with advice coming in the form of creating video. Of course, video is powerful, no denying that. But audio is just as powerful in 2017, it will be in 2018 and onwards. So let me cover 5 reasons with you as to why I suggest you start a podcast today. 1. Connect with your audience. Article reading is great, but having someone listen to your voice every day or every week is a far more powerful way to build a connection with someone. It really helps you build that deep connection, which is more personal and will help you differentiate your brand from others. Marketing is becoming ever more competitive, And getting your brand to stand out from the rest is becoming harder as the months and years go by. So creating this personal connection will hold you one step ahead of others who are publishing more static forms of content. 2. Your voice is mobile. Podcasts are awesome because it's a form of content which can be consumed at any time, in any place. Try consuming a blog post or video while on a treadmill at the gym or while driving. Actually, second thoughts, don't. You see, those forms of content aren't as versatile as podcasts. Thanks to smartphones, your voice can be taken anywhere by your audience, whether they're listening while driving, on the morning commute, at the gym, whilst cooking, the list goes on. This sort of consumption just can't happen with the likes of blog posts or videos. A great research paper compiled by Edison Research concluded that 51% of people listen to podcasts at home, 22% of people listen to podcasts in their vehicle, 14% of people listen to podcasts at work, 3% of people listen to podcasts while on public transport, 10% of people listen to podcasts in other places such as the gym. 3. Podcast listenership is growing. As mentioned a moment ago, thanks to smartphones and in-home audio devices like Amazon's Alexa, podcasts are back on the rise. And more importantly, the listenership is growing. These devices are making it extremely easy and convenient to consume audio content. The research paper I mentioned earlier by Edison Research on podcasts found that people spend on average 5 hours and 7 minutes listening to podcasts per week. You need a slice of that. Moreover, listenership is growing with year-over-year growth rates of between 10 to 20%. These new ways of consuming podcasts will definitely fuel consistent and steady growth. 4. Content repurposing. If you have a catalogue of videos and blog posts, you can repurpose them into audio format. People like consuming knowledge in different ways. Some like speed reading an article, some like taking the time out to watch a video, and some prefer to listen while doing other tasks. You want to capture every audience space you can, and by not repurposing your content to audio format, you're potentially leaving a lot of your audience behind. Let everyone hear your message. 5. It's easy to get started. Fortunately for you, we're here in this course to guide you through every step of the process. But in general, the equipment isn't expensive anymore. You can get high quality audio with external microphones for less than $100 nowadays. Editing software such as Audacity is free to use, so you don't need to buy specific hardware if you don't already have it. Equipment wise though, not to worry. We'll share some awesome equipment later in this course. The barrier to entry is low for podcasting now. You have a lot to gain and not much to lose. In this lecture, I really want to hone in on the rise, or better yet, comeback of podcasting and audio in general. Everything I'm going to be highlighting in this lecture is pure facts, so there really is no denying that podcasting is something you should be doing. The facts prove it. You can actually check this research paper out for yourself at this link. It's an amazing resource. So, quick question. How many people do you think were aware of the term podcast in 2006? Any idea? 22%. That's it. Compare that to today, in 2017, 60% of people are aware of podcasts. Better yet, monthly podcast listening is way up. In 2008, only 9% of people surveyed were actively listening to podcasts monthly, which when compared to 2017, it is 24%. So a good steady rise, which in my opinion is set to continue into 2018, 2019, 2020 and beyond. What's interesting by looking at the data is that podcast listening took a dive in 2013, but ever since then has been increasing at very healthy percentages per year, which is reassuring. In regards to the largest age group that listened to podcasts, it was by far 18 to 34-year-olds. They made up 44% of listeners, whilst 35 to 54-year-olds made up 33% of listeners. What's more reassuring here is that podcast consumers were deemed to have more disposable income to hand, which if you're promoting your product or others during episodes, will definitely hold you in good stead. As it was stated, 63% of those surveyed said they would pay far more attention to ads during a podcast episode than advert via a radio station. Can you really afford to be missing out on this lucrative audience base? I think not. I genuinely think listeners to a podcast are far more engaged over content through other mediums, as 93% of people said they listened to podcast episodes all the way through. Compare that to the drop-off rate of YouTube videos, and you'll start to grasp why podcasting is so powerful. I highly suggest you take a look at the research paper compiled by Edison Research. It's titled The Podcast Consumer 2017. It's a pretty long document, standing at 52 slides, but one that will certainly show you why launching a podcast is a smart move to help grow your brand, which can of course lead to increased sales, which we've proven works with podcasts. So if you're looking for a medium which provides a positive ROI, podcasting is one for sure. The ease of entry into this market is now a bonus. As mentioned earlier, you don't even need to create specific content for your podcast. Try repurposing your existing content first.